Hello everyone, I hope you're okay. I hope you managed to find us. Now we've had to move home from YouTube, which is very, very frustrating. I'm so sorry guys. Sorry that you've had to sit through the donut of doom. Oh, sorry, I'm jiggling you all about. I did see all of your comments, but I at some points I couldn't even type a response. It was performing that badly. So I am very, very sorry for that. It was very annoying and frustrating for me, as I'm sure it was for all of you. But I'm really grateful to you for hanging in there. And I'm sure you will find that it's worth it because I've got loads of lovely things to show you. I'm just really frustrated that we can't seem to get this thing on YouTube working. It is my goal in life is to crack it. But I don't know how I'm going to do that. I think maybe our internet here is just not good enough. But we seem to be able to manage Facebook because I don't have to use any streaming software. Whereas I can't just go live from my phone in YouTube. It would be so much easier if I could just do it the same way that I do Facebook. But for some reason, because I've not got 6 million followers and I'm a small fish in the YouTube community, I'm not allowed. I have to find some expensive software, which seems to be back to front to me. But anywho, it is what it is. I'm so glad that you've all found me. Thank you so much. So let's have a quick roll call. We've got Jenny, we've got Alison, Annalisa, Danielle, Vicky, Julie, Amy's here, Claire, Lucy, Siobhan, Jackie, yay, Leslie, I don't know if I said it already, and have I got a trio of Alisons tonight? Can I ask Oscar to go to sleep? Oscar, it's time to go to bed now. You can always watch this tomorrow, but Mummy needs some crafty time. Danielle, thank you, I hope so. Zamara's here, hello. Oh, and you've shared it, thank you so much. Yes, do let people know that we've moved because they might not be sure. So Julie's here with Harry and Blake too, because they need to go to sleep too. Harry and Blake, I know you like to watch Time for Tea, but you do need to go to bed because it's getting very late, and I bet you've got some school tomorrow. So you can always watch this tomorrow. Alison says the trio are here. Right, we can start then. Yay, Alison. Yes, I can see you all now. See, I know that I can start once I've got a trio of Alisons online. Yes, we had a nightmare, Jenny. So thank you to Julie for letting you know. Because YouTube hates me. So, or my streaming software hates me, or my internet hates me. One or two or the others. Yes, you have to have 1,000 followers on YouTube before you live stream, which is ridiculous, isn't it? Because how are you going to get to 1,000 followers if you can't do a live stream? It just makes no sense to me, Liz. But, you know, here we go. So, these were the cards we made yesterday. Let's crack on and show you what's in this part of the release. And I'm really excited to show you this, as I always am, because you know, we work on these things for such a long time and then we can finally show you them, and it's really, really cool. So the first stamp set you will have already seen some sneak peeks of from the design team, well, from Shabney's today, but the design team have done some more examples that you will see in the coming days and weeks. What have I done with my little here we go. So these are our little workout pigs, and aren't they the cutest things ever? I mean, obviously I've drawn them, and I feel weird saying that, but I do think they are so cute. And and I've just loved colouring them in and playing with them, and just, yeah, you're going to have so much fun creating with them. So I'm just getting the ones that I've already coloured so that I can lay these out for you so that you can see what they'd look like coloured in. So we've got our little yoga pig. This little guy here, he doesn't come with the skipping rope, but you can attach the skipping rope to him so he looks like he's skipping. We've got this guy here raising his leg in the air, but if you do turn him the other way, he can look like he's doing a stretch. So you can use him in either direction, which is quite cute. And then we've got a piggy here who's got no gym equipment on, and I thought that might be quite useful because you can use him in other things. You don't just have to use him for workout related cards. And then we've got this little guy here who is also not wearing his gym gear, but he is laid down because he takes naps rather than working out. And then we've got a little donut there as well. And you also get a little dumbbell, which you can stamp twice so that they can be holding 2 of them if you wanted. And then we've also got the yoga mat, which confused Vicky a little bit. She wasn't quite sure what that was. But it's the little yoga mat. And what you can do is you can attach your little piggy here who's doing his little leg ups there, and have him laid on his little yoga mat, which is quite cute. Or you can have your little guy doing his yoga on his yoga mat, which would be quite cute. So a really cute set, really versatile set, and it's got some really cool sentiments. So we've got that I'd stop eating carbs but I'm not a quitter. Exercise, I thought you said extra fries, hence the reason for the fries. Abs are cool, but have you tried donuts? Hence the reason for the donut. You've got eat, sleep, yoga, repeat, and then I work out. Just kidding, I take naps, which is me. I took a nap today instead of working out. Love the one on his side stretching so much. Yeah, he's cute, isn't he? And I just thought giving them, you know, some little shorts or a little headband just added to the character of them a little bit. Now, I am lucky enough to have got a few examples that Vicky sent me. She was super quick. The guys haven't had a lot of time to prepare these, and like I said, they haven't had any of the dyes. So they've, you know, to get any samples to me has been pretty much impossible, but Vicky did manage to get some, and I love how she's done this. She's added some decoration to the shorts on this one, and then used some stamping in the background to create her own patterned paper, and then has got them all working out around a sentiment that's coming up in the next stamp set. This one, she's used one of our slimline dies, the slimline trio circle die, and then you've got the nesting dies around it, so the mat and layers, and then all our little piggies, again with some of the stamps that are coming up in the next set as well. This one's really fun. Again, it features around the little fries here, so she's fussy cut several of those out and added some little blobs that look like ketchup to me, and then a little piggies all around doing some exercise when they'd rather be eating their fries. And I love the ink blended background that she's done as well. It's really cool. And then this one is a little bit different, and it shows how you can use your little pigs not in a workout related way. So because they've not got the gym gear on, she's just positioned them around her focal point of the sentiment there, and then she's used a sentiment that's in the stamp set coming up as well. And I love how she's created this background, and I don't know if I can bring it close enough for you to see the stitching background that she's created. Now she's run that through her die cutting machine several times. It's the stitched heart die that comes with the gift box die set, and I don't know if mine is to hand, so I can just show you which one she's used, because when I wasn't sure how she'd done it, and I did ask her how did you create that background, because I love it. So yeah, she did fill me in, and I loved that idea, and I can't find my die set, unfortunately. It will be in amongst here somewhere, but I've got that many dies, I can never find the one that I want. So just a quick flickety flick. No, I can't find it at the moment, but you guys, you know which one I mean. Have a look on the website. It's the little mini gift box die set, and it comes with several dies that you can use to cut out little apertures in your gift box. Oh, it's here. It's right at the front. So you've got these little dies here that you can cut a little aperture into your box. But this one here just cuts out the actual stitching. So it creates a little stitched embossed effect, and that's what she's used in her background. Super clever, isn't it? So the little piggy bottom left looks like an angel. This one, because he looks like he could also look like he's praying, couldn't he? So yeah, you could use him for that. It's really, really cool. So so very, very clever. Thank you for those, Vicky. So let's show you what else we've got then. I mean, you can grab these because they will help me show you what we're doing as well. So the next stamp set, so that's the first stamp set in this part of the reveal. So I'll move my little piggies to one side, because I will be using those to help me colour up some piggies today. I think we're going to use this set today. Because I haven't actually made a card myself with the little piggies, and I do love them. I'm putting them back and faffing about, and I'm going to be using them, so I'm not going to bother. So the next stamp set is one that you are going to use time and time again. It's one of those that you'll be able to use for all kinds of different projects and different cards. So it's a must-have for your stash. I actually loved designing this one because I was looking to do something that was really quite creative, had got a lot of different sentiments in it that that you were going to use for all different kinds of makes. You can use them all on one card as it is if you wanted to, because there's lots of different effects you can create with the different stamps that are in here, or you can use them as your sentiments for your different cards and projects. So I have stamped these out so that you can see what they look like, but the best thing about this really is the die set that comes with it. So I'm just going to pop this next to it so you can see these are mine, and like I mentioned yesterday, these are my prototypes, samples. So that's why they're not in the proper packaging. The actual dies haven't arrived in this country just yet, but great news, they are on their way. So I'm waiting to hear the actual delivery date, but they have been shipped as such, so they're on their way. I'm just waiting for confirmation of when they're going to arrive in this country. So all being well, they should be here for the weekend. If not, it could be Monday. I don't think it's going to be any longer than that because the shipping is pretty good. So so that's exciting news. Hi Michael, you've just missed the first set that we revealed, which are our workout pigs, but I'll be coming back to those, so don't worry. You'll see them a bit more later. So these are like I say, the dies that come with this are what really make this even more amazing. See you soon, Jenny. Thank you for popping in. It's really nice for you to join us. So you've got your hugs enclosed. It comes with its own die that matches, so you can cut that out and know that you've got a die that cuts that sentiment. The "are more amazing than you know" goes with the U, obviously. So, but again, you've got your own die that cuts that out. The U, I've stamped that and I've die cut that. That actually is two separate dies. So what I would probably do with the die of that one, you can stamp it as I've done there, but it cuts exactly on the line, so it is sometimes easier to cut that out of just some coloured cardstock, or to ink blend your cardstock and then cut that out, and it gives you the outline as well. Now these are attached, they are quite close together, so you will need some metal snips to try and get them, some jewellery snips, sorry, to get them apart, but they are quite close, like I say. So if you struggle with that, to be honest with you, I've just kept them together for the purposes of doing this. So it's up to you what you decide you want to do. You've got a little high. Now that comes with a circle die. However, it's a wonky circle because the stamp itself is not a perfect circle. So we have the I Miss Your Face, which comes with a banner die. And someone asked on the live yesterday, do we have a banner die that fits some of our sentiments? That's another banner die for you there if you haven't got one of our previous ones. We've got a thanks, a nice bold thanks. And I do love the fact that this Hugs has got an open area for you to colour. And the Love has also got an open area that you can colour. You've got your little envelope there. The word kind has got an outline die as well that goes with that. So that's the same principle as before. You've got Be Brave. And you've also got a separate B, which comes with its own round little die. And that fits with the Be Kind. So you've got the Be Kind, you've got Be Brave, and you could have Be You as well. You've also got the separate little sentiments of Be Kind. You got this. Thanks so much. So they all go really well together. We've got the Love You heart, which you can stamp a solid colour. We've got a couple of these really cute little arrows, and again they all die cut. We've got a little diamond, and I've stamped these out in colours because I think that's so cool. Loved colouring the rainbow word on previous stamps, can't wait to play with these. Yes, we've got a little star with a little smiley face and another little arrow that cuts out as well. So they're really cool. They're good for your planners as well. So if any of you do any bullet journaling or have planners, they're really good for that. You've got a little heart stamp there as well. And then I've not actually, I've die cut these, but I've held them all together with some tape because my letters will drop out. So I'm not going to reveal those because I'm going to lose all my letters. But you can see there that it does just cut out each of those little letters and then the outline piece. And again, if you can be bothered to separate them, then you can. If not, you can just do as I've done here, and I've just stamped out the hello and then use the coordinating die, and it cuts everything out perfectly. So that's really cool. So we've got the hello, and the same is true of the smile. Now the smile is again, it's an open stamp, so it means you can either colour it in different colours like I've done here. So I'm going to see if I can just carefully remove some of my tape to show you. There we go. You see, I've coloured that in different shades of pink, and it's cut out perfectly on the line there of where I've stamped it. And that's the beauty of keeping both of those together, both the dies together, because it means it will cut that out perfectly for you. But if you wanted to add the background layer as an extra level of dimension, then you may have to separate those. Sorry, Facebook just seems to have frozen on me. So I'll just see if it'll catch back up. So that's the smile. And then we've also got these two little different smiley faces that you can add to your envelope as well. Julie says diamond stamp would be awesome to create a background of diamonds. Perfect. There's just so many different options with this set. So I have just quickly this afternoon, like I said, the team have been so amazing, but I just haven't been able to get things to them fast enough really this time. So I have quickly put together this card for this set, and I've stamped a load of those little envelopes there, and I've used lots of little masks. Now the masks were really super easy because they're just a rectangle, so they were so easy to cut out. It was so good, and I've just used those to cover up the ones that the envelopes that I wanted to be in the foreground. I think I've used 8 of those were enough. I didn't need to cover everything up. I just moved them around my page to create this cascade, if you like, or pile of envelopes. And then I've added the hugs enclosed sentiment. And again, because that's open, I was able to colour those in just the same colours that I've used in my background, so that matches that rainbow theme. And I've stamped some of those little smiley faces on some of the envelopes, just to bring those characters to life. So, and I just thought that was a really fun card. I've used the A6 layering die set as well, just to create my background, but really cool. Julie says, wow, an amazing card. Was thinking about having envelopes spread out, but the pile of envelopes is awesome. It looks really good, doesn't it, when it's coloured in all those rainbow colours. I did want to get in a purple, but I think I used up too much space with my red. So I think if I did it next time, I would probably do a little bit less red and try and get in a purple shade. But actually it works quite well with the sentiment that I've used. You could also use the love sentiment, because again, you could, like you mentioned, Julie, you can colour that in rainbow colours as well. So that would be quite cool. I mean, any of these sentiments would work so well. You know, you do some of that on, heat emboss that onto some black. You know, they're all really, really cool to be able to use on here. So yeah, you know, you've got a really cool hello on here, which would be really nice. Again, you could do each of those letters in a different colour. Really, really cool. So I do love this set. I think you're going to get lots and lots of mileage out of it for all your different sets. It was a lot of fun to colour, Danielle, and really, really quite simple. So I used probably 3 shades for each of my colours, and I just laid my lightest colour down first and covered the whole background in that lightest colour, and then just added the dimension where I needed it. So actually it was quite easy to colour because I did it in stripes of colour rather than trying to do each individual envelope in a different colour, if that makes sense. So that's probably an easier way of doing your rainbow if you decide to do something similar. So so that's this stamp set for tonight. We have one more stamp set to come tomorrow, which is so exciting. So one more really cute and amazing stamp set that I know you're going to love. And the thing is, all of these stamp sets do work together in their own way. You know, even the workout pigs, you can still mix and match with your sentiments here and some of the add-ons that are in here. And then, like I said, the set tomorrow, you'll see, is going to be amazing. So I'm going to pop this to one side, and so just a reminder that the new release will be available from 9 o'clock on Friday morning. That's the 22nd. Can you show us tonight, pretty please, what the stamp set tomorrow is? No, you'll have to wait, Michael. You're cheeky. You're cheeky. Right. So, some more goodies for tonight, though. Some of the standalone dies. So, again, like I said, these are not in the proper packaging. These are not what you will receive. You will receive the proper ones that are in the nice packaging. as they should be. But obviously I want to be able to show you them. So the first one that I want to show you is this large sentiment, which is called Paper Hugs. And I'll show you how this looks when you die cut it, because the die itself just looks like a die. But when you see it cut out, you can see how amazing this is. And again, there are so many different ways that you can use this. I do have an example that I could show you, but it's also got a sneak peek of tomorrow, so I can't show you that right now. But what I will show you is how it looks against a card base. So, and actually what I want to show you is how it would look against an A2 card base. It is, it's significant in its size. Bear with me, guys, because I do have some A2 card blanks here, and I should have some on my desk really, because, oh no, they're square, they're not A2. They might be A2. Could do with some square cards as well though. So, I'm back, sorry. Shani says she loves this, Jo, perfect for cards to send with the current lockdown. Exactly. So when I designed these sets, obviously we were hoping that we were going to come out of lockdown, but we're not. And I think we were still in the mind of let's send each other a paper hug. I certainly want to send one to my family because I'm not getting to see them. So yeah, so the whole set really has been designed around that kind of thought of sending some love in the mail. So this die, as you can see, fills your A2, US A2 or an A6 size card. You can cut out the background on its own, so this does come separate, so you can cut that out. You can create maybe a shaker element with that and have that the letters themselves on top of your acetate. You could layer these up and add a bit more dimension to your actual letters. You could use the letters without the background and maybe just use the hugs on its own. So many different opportunities to use this that, you know, you'll not run out of ideas, and it's significant enough in size that it will make a great focal point, but it's also, you can add your characters around it. So, you know, your little characters will fit around there and make for a really cute scene as well. So a bit of ink blending in the background, a nice simple background, maybe stamping some of those little accent images that we've got in some of the sets. That will be enough to create your a beautiful card. So really, really cool. So that's the Paper Hugs one. And these are a good price point. I think they're under £10. The big hugs, again, we're concentrating on the hugs, but in this set the big is the star of the show, if you like. Let's just move that out of the way a little bit. So this is a little bit smaller. So if you want a bit more of a mid-range size, the hugs is also that little bit smaller. You could add the big to other things. You could add the hugs as well to other things. Lucy says, I've been sending card hugs to people and I've been overwhelmed by the response to them. They really do mean a lot to people at this time. They absolutely do. I tend to send, that's what I was trying to say, the cards that I make during the lives to my mum and dad, who I've probably seen less than I can count on my hand in the last 12 months because of COVID. So, you know, it's just a really nice way of keeping in touch and letting people know that you're thinking of them. So these are really nice, big, bold fonts. They'll look great in different coloured cardstock. You could ink blend them. Like I say, you can what's a really nice technique with these is if you ink blend your cardstock and just cut out the letters and then layer up the letters, so all of it is in the same colour but you've got the dimension from your layered letters. That looks really nice as well. So that's the big hugs. Put that to one side. And then we've got a scripty hello, which again I think is a really nice one. Can see me using the type to say bugs. Oh, that's a cool idea. Yeah, I like that. So this hello is really cool as well. It comes with another outline. So I'll just grab my my little die cut here. So again, it's a little bit smaller, but it's still going to create a great focal point for your card front. So really, really cool, nice scripty font. Again, you can use it on its own, or you can use it with some of the other sentiments. So and I think saying hello, you know, to a friend is just, it's one of those sentiments that you have to have in your stash, and in different forms. So whether you have a bold script like this, which we've done in the past, or a scripty hello, it's nice to have all of those to hand. So this is a card that I made, and I think a couple of my sequins have decided to pop off as I've been messing around. I might have to stick that back on while you guys watch. So this one is, you can see I've used all of the hearts in the background are from the background cover plate, Lots of Love cover plate die that I showed you yesterday. And I've used one of the hearts from the heart nesting dies, cut that out of vellum and added that over the top. Each of my, I don't know if you can see that, but each of my hearts I've layered up on some foam. So I cut the cover plate die out of white foam. I'm just letting Facebook catch up with me to see if you can see that dimension there. And that really made it easy for me. I used the bit that I'd cut out, sort of the negative space. So show you the negative space over the top, and that helped me line up each of those hearts where they needed to be. And then I popped my vellum on top, added the I Miss Your Face, which is from the stamp set that you've just seen, the Be Kind and Be You stamp set. So the I Miss Your Face there comes with its own coordinating die. And then I've used some foil. That's actually some foiling that I've done on some toner paper, and then cut out the hello, and I just used the centre portion to give it a really nice delicate scripty hello, and then added some of these some of our sequins to the back as well. So that was, I just think that was really, really cool. Alison says she needs a full alphabet in those fonts. Well, you know, just be patient, we're getting there bit by bit, hopefully very soon. I shall say no more. So the next 3 dies, so we do have more dies coming. And I think I saw pug hugs. Yeah, I like that. Pugs, that's really cool. Danielle, I think I saw a message from you about how you store slimline dies, so I'll come back to that if nobody's answered that. Michael says, when are you going to be back on TV, and are you going to do it via Zoom? So we're back on TV on the 31st of January, and we won't be doing it via Zoom. Well, I don't think I dare because of my internet nonsense, so I don't think I would dare do that to them. So yeah, unfortunately I don't think Zoom's an option for us, but we will be doing an in-studio live on the 31st of January at 3 p.m. And during that live, I will be showing the new rainbow blender brushes, and I will be showing some sentiment dies that you have already seen, and some stencils as well, that are on a special offer price in bundles with them, so exclusive to Create and Craft. So yeah, so that's to come. Thank you for asking. Danielle, so storing your slimline dies. So I tend to, and this is my makeshift way of doing it, keep them in the original packaging, but add a strip of my a magnetic strip to the back of my my packaging. And I have a tub at the side of my desk, and it has all my dies in, and I just store them all upright in the same place. You could use the pouches that we have in the store as well, but they are a little bit wide, so it could mean they are tall enough. You can see they are tall enough to fit your dies in, which is, you know, perfect. Especially if you don't keep the original packaging and use your own bespoke packaging, so they will fit into those pouches really nicely. You could add a backer card on there, and maybe a magnetic strip, and then just a label to say where it's from. So there you go. Alison, I hope that helps, Danielle. Please tell me if not. Alison Green says, is there any blender stands, please? My blender stands are currently in production and will hopefully be with me in the next few weeks. So please, you know, stay tuned for that. I'm so excited about them. You're going to absolutely love them. I've seen the sample today. No, not today, yesterday. And it looked amazing. So, yeah, so they're coming soon. Thank you, Michael. I hope so, because they are so amazing. Lucy says she stores hers in Avery L pouches, similar to Joe's, on a sheet, strip of magnet and labelled. So basically what I said, thank you. Yeah, so they work really well. I mean, you know, these pouches that we had these made specifically for us because they are larger. They fit your larger dies. Like we've got our larger nesting dies fit perfectly in here, and they also fit your larger stencils, which was originally my plan, because I didn't have anything to store my 6x6 stencils in. So these fit your 6x6 stencils. They also fit your larger stamps and your larger dies as well. So these are really, and they've got this little lip at the top, which I prefer than having an envelope, because I can't be bothered to open the envelope. I just want to get straight in there. So yeah, so they were designed specifically for Time for Tea and based on my instructions. And I love them, and I use them for everything. So you can see here I've been prepping for tonight's show, and I did a little paper hugs here with some of the bits that I'd cut out of the different cover plate dies. And that's actually, I lost my little bit that went in the centre of my my R, which annoyed me. But this could be a card in itself. If I'd got a different coloured background, maybe an ink blended background to make it a little bit more sexy, a bit more interesting, and then some different colours, maybe rainbows for the hearts or something like that. And then I just think that's basically a card in itself, isn't it? So easy to do, and it's great. You could add your little character to it. Oh, he's got his. I mean, that's a card. That is a card, isn't it? He can be carrying a little donut, and he's sending you some paper hugs. There you go. Julie says that she uses the pouches with the magnetic sheets. and cuts out a Time for Tea Designs label so she knows where they are, and they're in a large ice cream container along with my stamps and dies. Excellent. Alice has little A5 folders and divide yours into themes. Oh my goodness, maps, globes, animals, flowers, and an A4 folder for the larger dies. Wow, that is very organised, Alice. I like it. Are we up to... We're an Alice rather than an Alison. Wow. 2 Alison. Oh yes, we've 2 Alison Greens, haven't we? Oh goodness, I can't keep up. But I love it. So 4 Alisons. Wow. And then this was one that I had just ink blended and I didn't use in the end, but I liked the ombre effect of the ink blend. So again, you can do that for your sentiments. And I just think that you know, you've created a card, and I may do this because this is a card, and why not? So we will come back to that one. And you could just add a sub-sentiment. You know, there's just the so many options. It's unreal. Okay, so pop that back in there, out of my way. So we're not even through everything yet. And I've not even got to a demonstration. So here we have 3 dies that I can demonstrate for you, but I haven't really, but I'm going to, which makes no sense, but it will make sense shortly. So these 3 dies are awesome. These are add-ons for your slimline dies. Now, I'm running out of space to fit everything in. Let me move those guys out of the way. So these are add-on dies for your slimlines. So you may already have got your scallop frame slimline die. You might have got your fa la 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 slimline die. You might have got the trio circles dies that have got all these matting and layering dies in there. So you'll have got potentially various slimline die stencils, dies from us. These are add-ons, so you don't have to buy the whole set. You don't have to buy as much metal, but these will sit in the middle of your existing slimline. You can use them straight onto a slimline card base. So I've got a DL card base here, and you can see that that will just fit on the centre of that, and you can use it without any of your other slimline dies. But if you've got those other dies, they will work perfectly with those as well. They are all sized the same. Now the reason why these ones are the failed samples and these are not the ones you will get, is you will probably see that these have got like a little line around the outside edge. That inexplicably is a score line. I didn't ask for it to be a score line. I wanted that to be a no line. So it's not meant to be a score line, it's not meant to be a cut line. That is just, the metal around is just meant to connect each of your cutting dies so that they're all positioned exactly the right distance from each other. So when you line them up on the front of your page, they will all be the right distance apart. So you don't have to try and guess, oh, have I got that one in the middle? Is that one a centimetre away? Is that one 2 centimetres away? That guesswork is done for you. All you have to do is centre the whole thing, which is much easier to do, and then it will just cut you 3 of the hearts. So you've got your vertical hearts, you've got your horizontal hearts, which is super cool, and you've got your lift the flap. And these can be used vertically or horizontally. It's entirely up to you. Sorry, just catching up with some of your comments. So again, this one doesn't cut properly for me at the moment, but the ones that are coming are correct. So it won't give you a score line, it won't give you any cut line, but it will cut 3 little windows or doors. So you have the little little lip there, which is like your little notch to help you open the little door, and then you'll have 3 little doors that you can pop something behind. So I am going to have managed to figure out how to use this today, even though it's slightly incorrect. Yes, so I'm going to show you what that looks like. It's so cool. So those are the 3 dies for the last 3 dies for today. Lots and lots of awesome stuff, as you can see. Loads of things for you to choose from. Sorry about that, guys. I always give you a dilemma, don't I? So, okay, so like I say, tonight I'm going to use our little pigs, because I haven't made a card with the pigs and I really, really want to. The lift the flap you're going to love, because it's one of those things that is just so much fun, I think. So I do have some of my little pigs here already stamped out, like I did yesterday. I'm going to colour those, and I'm going to colour them in the same way that I've coloured some of the ones previously. And I'm going to use this little guy, and I think maybe this guy, because he's super chilled, this guy. So I think they're the little guys that we're going to use today. I might even give him his little mat as well, which would be kind of cool. Michael says, if you don't mind me asking, so do you say to Create and Craft, I've got these new dies and stamps, and do they buy them off you and then add their price on top? I'm just interested how it starts. So yeah, basically I propose something to them. Oh, sorry, I feel like that we'd got a cat come and joined us, but maybe it was just things creaking. Sorry, I was distracted there for a moment. So yeah, so basically they, I send them a proposal that says, I've got a new release, would you be interested in it? We have terms in like I do with all of my retailers. They get a special offer price because they're a retail business and they're buying in bulk. So I tell them how much everything is, and if they agree to those terms and they agree to the amounts and the volumes, then we put a date in the diary for when I'm going to be able to come in and do a show. Sometimes they ask for more, sometimes they want to tweak some of the numbers, sometimes they want to tweak some of the prices so that they can offer them to you at the lowest price. So yeah, it's and there are some things that we have in the store that I don't offer them because the margins that they need to make it work for them don't work for me. So it's a negotiation, but yeah, it's quite straightforward most of the time. Julie says she needs it all, wants it all. What not to order yet? Oh no, what a debate. I know, too many things to choose from. Vicky says she's got to go now, but enjoy the rest of the live. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much, Vicky, for joining us, and thank you for your beautiful samples. They're absolutely amazing. Vicky does have a video on Friday on our YouTube channel showing you how she's made one of those amazing cards. So so look out for that. It is set to premiere at 12 o'clock on Friday, so look out for that. Vanessa says, is it better that we buy direct from you? Well, no, not really. I mean, yes and no. So I give a cut of my profits to Create and Craft to be able to sell to them. But I do that to all retailers. So all of my retailers do take a cut of my profit because they're buying in bulk, but they're also buying stock off me, which then they are taking on the risk of selling that stock. And it's what keeps businesses going, I guess. So if you didn't buy from my retailers, they would stop buying from me. So then that would be an income stream that I didn't have anymore. Having said that, you know, if you buy from me direct, then more of the income comes to me. So it swings and roundabouts, and what I'm trying to do now is offer Create and Craft something a little bit different to what I would normally sell through the shop. So I won't be offering them any of this release at the moment, maybe later on down the line, but I'm not going to offer them the exclusives on this at the moment. So my other retailers like Amy from Crafty Purple Frog and Craft Lines in the Netherlands, they will get this, but at the moment Create and Craft probably won't, because I'm going to be offering them things like the blender brushes and tools. So it swings and roundabouts. If they're offering you a great deal and they're doing a better price than I can offer you, then buy from Create and Craft, because it still benefits me for you to buy from them. I hope that makes sense. And that's why I always say, don't feel like, you know, if they're doing if you've got a 10% discount with them and you've built up some loyalty points, or they're doing an offer on free postage and packaging, or you can get FlexiPay and that helps you buy more, please don't feel that you have to buy it from me. You know, it still helps me, because then they'll buy more from me in the future. Right, we're not getting these coloured, are we? Let's get these coloured. Okay, what colours did I use? What colours did I use? I think I used a combination of these like salmony pink colours, which seems about right. So I think that's what we'll go with. That's quite a nice colour. Have I used that? That seems like a nice pinky colour, doesn't it? R30. Is it too pink? And where's my R21? This is my kind of my favourite colour at the moment, but I think maybe the R30 is what I used. So let's get some colour down and get this card made, otherwise we'll be here all night, won't we? And I know you've probably all got homeschooling tomorrow. One of my neighbours came to the door earlier. Obviously she couldn't come in, but she came to the door to ask me some advice on getting some prints done. And I'm not using that one, am I? Oh, the one that I'm using I've not stamped out. So we might have to use this one. Yeah, we'll use this one. And he can be. We'll use maybe a donut or some the pizza. Yes, we'll do that. And she was saying that she was having an absolute nightmare, bless her, with the homeschooling. She's saying it was just awful, and she's obviously, her and her husband both work and trying to work and be able to do the homeschooling at the same time. It's just, oh, I don't know how you guys do it. Thankfully the cats don't need homeschooling. Vanessa says, I don't do CNC, but thanks for sharing that. That's no problem. When you colour, could you please explain shadowing again, please? My tri-blend pens arrived today and I've been having a play this afternoon. Absolutely no problem. Hi Judith. Max says, thank you for that. A lot of craft items are selling out on TV at the moment due to lockdown. They are. I've been keeping on top of the situation. Just to see what's happening, yeah, they do seem to be having a lot of sellouts at the moment, don't they? So, well, there's, you know, there's going to be one that doesn't. Hopefully it's not me. So to Anne-Marie's question, shadowing. So I've put my lightest colour down first. So for your tri-blends, your lightest of the three colours first, and then typically what I try and do, if something's facing me head on, so looking straight at me, then I'll do my shading from each side. So you can see I've come from each side of his face, and I'm coming from each side of his belly, and where his foot is, behind his foot is where there'll be shadow, and here his foot is underneath his belly, and then at the bottom of his foot is where you'll probably see shadow. I've added a little line there to create some shadow for his chin, and I'll add a little line under his nose and around his nose to the bottom of the ears, and then around where his little headband is. And that's where I imagine there would be the most shadow, and then I will go over those lines, because you can see I've left some little spiky lines there that don't look shaded. So I go back to my lightest, and I'm just going to go back over those with the lighter colour, and that will push that colour back. And see, I'm using a combination of sweeping strokes or little circles depending on the area that I'm working with. So here I'm using the strokes to pull that colour out, and then on his toes, on his feet, I'm using that circular motion because I'm working in a smaller area. And that really, you can just use the two colours there, and I think I will, because I feel like that's worked. So it doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. I don't think about it too much. I just think wherever there is an overlap, that's where I want some shadow. And I want to create a curve to the face, so I want to bring the shadow from the outside, and then the lightest bit will be in the curve in the middle. For this bit here, there's going to be a bit of shading around the arms, and then where he's laid down his belly, I imagine, is going to be where the light is, because it's going to be closest to the sun, that big fat belly. And then some shade at the bottom of his leg and for the bottom of the ears. Again, around that little piggy nose. And that's essentially the rule, typically the rule that I follow. I hope that helps a little bit. Have been just, I suppose, mentally preparing for a couple of workshops around colouring, and I am going to do one for tri-blends and one for Copic colourers, because I think we have a fair few of you that are now moving towards trying your tri-blends, because they are a really good price point. So I think it's worth just spending a bit of time with those. Now I've let this base colour dry a little bit as I've been talking. Normally I would work a little bit quicker and not let that base layer dry quite so much, because when you let that base layer dry, it does mean that it is a little bit harder to blend. But you can make it work. It just takes a little bit more effort, and we don't really want to be messing about with effort. So if we can make it easy on yourself, do. So just do small areas at a time. Don't try and tackle a huge area in one go, especially when you're starting out and you're not as confident with blending. Just start with a small area, and then you know that you're not going to let that area dry too much before you apply your next bit of colour. And I've just really used here a mid-tone and a lighter tone to create that definition, and I think that's worked really quite well. So you don't have to go mad with loads of different colours. And the great thing about things like pigs is, and it's the same with things like penguins, they're always going to be the same colour, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? They're not really going to be, you're not going to have purple pigs. Well, you could if you wanted to, but you're not going to have different shades of brown, and they tend to be pink. You can get grey pigs actually, can't you? But, you know, for the most part, we're talking they're going to be this colour. Right, so I have used a couple of shades of yellow here for his little trunks, and I've put those away, so I can't remember which ones I used. So let me have a little dig around here because they're probably quite close by, the colours that I used. That's a pale yellow, that might be a good one to use. So let's just colour in his little shorts here, and yeah, this is quite an acidic kind of yellow. Now you'll be able to see it'll look quite dirty yellow on screen there, and that is because when my paper is saturated, can you see there on the back that the colour has gone through my cardstock here? Then it's the black of the mat underneath is showing through and making it look a little bit dirty. Now what I would say with that is it is something to be aware of, because what you don't want to do is damage your surface underneath whatever it is that you're colouring on top of. So if you're colouring on a you know, your best dining room table, do put a piece of scratch paper underneath, because you could end up colouring right through your cardstock if you're not too careful. For the little headband, we've gone for that same minty green that we were using yesterday. Oh, I can hear the rain. It sounds awful outside. Said to Anne earlier, it's definitely a night for crafting and not doing anything else. Being snuggled up inside, doing some colouring, doing a bit of colouring in. That's what we should do. And then for this guy, I think I'm going to do a bit of purple here. Where's my... Yeah, that'll do. Do a little bit of purple. Mix it up a little bit. I think these colours go really well together. And you know, it's those kind of colours that you think, why do they go together? But they actually do. Bit of teal. So I'm going to use that same teal colour for the skipping rope. And just keep that nice and simple. This guy, he can be laid on this mat as well, I think. That'd be kind of cool. So let's colour that in as well. And I'm going to give him a purple towel. Can rest his head on. Oh, well, it'll be resting his feet on it, actually, because it's the opposite way around, but never mind. He's that tired that he couldn't even lay the right way down on his yoga mat. And then for the bit of pizza, I'm just gonna, I hope you guys are all right. Once I get colouring, I can't keep up with all the comments as well. This is why I need Ant, isn't it? But he's been busy heroing today, so he's not been able to join us for a bit. But he said he will try and join us for a future session when he's got a few days off soon, so that'll be nice. So he might be able to spend a bit of time with us. And we are going to crack the YouTube thing. That is, said to him, if this is, you know, I'm gonna fix it even if it kills me. But it's just frustrating, isn't it, when you've spent money on software and then it doesn't work. And like I say, I don't know if it's the software's fault or mine, really. It could be mine, or my internet's fault. So just adding a bit of colour there to what are my little tomatoes. And then let's go for some nice green peppers. I do love colouring in little things like this, because it's so cool. Colouring in a little fake pizza. It's cute. Okay, so have I got everything I need there? I think I have, haven't I? So let's pop my colours back in there. Now what I will just mention at this point as well, somebody said yesterday in yesterday's live, I think it was Angie, who I don't think is with us this evening, do I keep a note of the colours that I used? Well, for my rainbow card, I kept a list of the colours that I've used. So what I will do at some point is do a little swatch, and I showed you my swatches yesterday. Sorry if my head just pops into view, but this one's a little trickier to line up, so I just need to make sure I've got that in place. So this is my little swatch ring, and at the moment I've only got two things on my swatch ring. I've got my little fox and my little ginger kitty, but I am going to add to this with some more images, and then I'll be able to get them up on the blog for you all to be able to use. So that goes with this guy, and we're not using that guy, so that goes with him. And it's so much easier having the coordinating dies to be able to cut these little images, because I do love how they die cut. So I'm just going to use some of my washi tape here. Now this one I think must be my little yoga friend. Yes, cute. And that one's definitely my pizza. Get that one lined up. Once I've got these going through the machine, I'll catch up on some of the comments. And then this one must be for you. And then I can just see what if there have been any comments or questions. It's sometimes really hard to keep up, but I love that you all, you know, chat with each other and help each other out. It's very, very cool. So are you all making a list of things that you might want to buy? Pop them in there, and let's pop these through my diacoting machine. Sorry about the noise while that goes through. Right then, let's have a look. Where are we to? So yeah, lots of comments about the homeschooling, and I feel your pain absolutely. So yes, Julie's saying to Emery, you don't have to use all three, you can just use two. Michael says I should sell the Copic pens on TV. So I don't get the Copics wholesale. I don't know how you would get them at that price. So, and then obviously even if I was to buy them at wholesale, I would then have to offer them at a discount on TV. So I doubt that it would be worth doing, really. It's really only worth doing with my own products that I've, you know, had manufactured myself, really. So yeah, so that's why I have to pick and choose what I offer them, really. Honestly, my eyes have been opened so much doing this job, because there's so much to it, and you know, like and I say all the time, I am doing the job of everybody in a business. You know, you think about maybe the likes of your Tattered Lace or your Crafter's Companion. They've got a whole host of people working in their offices. They've got designers, and they've got marketing people, and they've got people who can fix the internet. They've got IT departments, and you know, and I'm essentially, they've got buyers, they've got people who can source products from all over the world for them, and I've got me. So it's, yeah, but the experience of doing all of these things and discovering all of these things has been just the best thing in my life. I've absolutely loved it. But like with any job, you know, you're going to get frustrated now and again. What colours are we using for the piggies? So for the piggies, I used 2 colours. I used the R30, which is the pale yellowish pink, and that's I've got in a sketch marker. And then I used the RV42, which is a salmon pink, and that one is a chow marker. So so yeah, they're the colours that I use for the pigs. Just use the 2 of those. If I wanted to deepen up the shadowing a little bit, I would probably have gone with the R22, which is light prawn. So if you wanted to darken that up a little bit. Vanessa says, that's a shame, it's hard work planning getting the technology to work for the children. Yeah, again, it's a nightmare. I know my neighbour was saying that when they're all trying to use the internet at the same time, you know, and do Zoom calls and stuff, it just doesn't work. So Anne-Marie says, yes, you've been using all 3, definitely improvement on my first try. And that is the thing, Anne-Marie, is that you just have to practice. Just keep practicing, and you will get better. You will, you'll start to see your stuff improve. Love crafting in the rain, says Danielle. Anne-Marie's going to take annual leave and spend a week off crafting. Perfect week off. Michael said he thought that was a golf club. I know, Vicky was confused. She didn't know what it was either. That's why doing this is quite helpful, you see. Yoga Pig Pizza, my little aunt will love this. I know, well, my big aunt loves it because of that. And this was actually a set that was inspired by Katrina, one of our design team. She said, yes, I need workout pigs. And I was like, oh my God, that's such a good idea. I could even see them in my head already as soon as she said it. So it was amazing. Oh, throwing my dies about, popping them back in. So Julie says, you need to make a list of all the new item names to add to your inventory book. I love you've got an inventory book. The reveal tonight, there was quite a bit, but the 2 main stamp sets were the Be Kind Be You sentiment set, which is awesome, and then our little pigs, and then there's a whole host of dies. Lauren says, when you expand, you want a job. I'd love to be big enough to be able to afford to employ people. Julie says she's happy to commute. That's amazing. The new release will all be available to buy from 9 AM on Friday. Thank you guys for all answering the questions. Laura says she'll either move back to England or open up a Scottish branch. Well, that's it. You see, I might need branches all over the world. You never know. Right, so these are the pigs that we're not using. These are the pigs that we are using. So I'm going to pop them to one side. This rain sounds absolutely horrendous. So let me show you what I've prepped beforehand, a little bit of preppage. So I made myself a card base using some of our lemon sorbet cardstock. And this is another thing that I've been very organised and swatched. I've actually swatched out all of our cardstock that we have for sale in the shop. So, and this is really helpful for me because I can never remember the name of anything. So when it comes to using it and I'm trying to describe it to you, I can never remember what it's called. So that's why I know that that's what this one's called. So yes, so these are all of our bits of card, all our cardstock swatched out. So when I'm thinking about, right, what colour do I want to use for this, then I can just bring out my swatch ring and say, right, that winter sky goes really nice with that lemon sorbet.
or the tropical teal looks really nice. The pink souffle looks really nice. I mean, there's lots of great colour combinations here that work with this lovely yellow, and I think it's a really nice springy colour. So it's a really handy thing to do. Vanessa says she can help out with the CNC shows if they're still filming in Peterborough. They are still filming in Peterborough. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to take anybody in with me anymore. So Ant used to come in with me and be a bit of moral support, but now he's not allowed in with me anymore because of COVID. So I've also cut out the scalloped die using the slimline, which one is it? It's the, oh, go on, tell me which one it is. It's this one. It's this one. And I can't see it. It's the slimline scallop cover plate die. There you go, slimline scallops cover plate die. And it's got all the different little aperture details. I am going to be redesigning this with different scalloped dies in the centre because I love that. I think that's a really useful die set, and it's out of stock, so I do need to reproduce that. Lauren says, where did you get the rings, or is there a chance you could stock them? I've not found any, but I think I could stock them. I think there is one of my wholesalers that I could get them from. So these I've had for ages, and I think they're probably from a stationer's. So maybe somewhere like Smith's, or even somewhere like Poundland might have them. They may even have them in a supermarket, you know, in the stationery bit. So this is the lift the flap die, and as I mentioned, mine actually has a score line, so I've cut around the score line. Yours won't have that score line. Yours will be whatever size you want it to be, so you could position that in the centre of this scallop die and it will cut the flaps out of that die. Mine won't do that because it was incorrectly done as part of the sample, which is why we have samples done. And I am going to round the corners of this because I think I'm going to just try that. Yeah, I think it'll just soften it a little bit by just rounding the corners. So I'll just round the corners of that. And I think that just looks a little bit neater, doesn't it? So I'm going to pop it this way because I think it's just going to be easier, and this is where we're going to see our little pigs anyway. So each of these has got a score line at the top so that you just reinforce that score line, and then you can lift all of those flaps, which is really cool. Bought some from Amazon, $3.99 for 15 free delivery. Bargain. There you go. Alison says, do you have a shop in Sheffield? If so, I will visit after lockdown. I'm not far away in West Yorkshire. Oh, that's amazing. We don't have a shop at the moment, but what I am hoping to do once we're out of lockdown is have some workshops. So it was something that I was on the verge of doing right before lockdown. I'd even booked a space in a local venue, and then lockdown happened and it all had to be cancelled. So yes, so that was so disappointing. So I'm loving that. I think that looks really, really cute. But what I want to do is I want to add a little bit of decoration behind each of my images. So just to give it a little bit of something. So I'm going to take each of those out, and I'm going to just make sure that I'm happy with where this is positioned on my scallop. So let me just remove my card base and we'll just work on the scallop for the moment. And I'm going to add a little bit of tape and just create my own little hinge there, so I can just lift that up, and I might add a couple more bits so that it stays nice and straight. So I'm creating my own little hinge at the top here so that I can lift that up and I can do some work behind it.
Julie says, workshops, yes, I'm up for them if open to those slightly wider afield too. And look, everybody's welcome to come. It's up to you if you're able to travel. That would be amazing. I'm happy for you all to attend. It would be so cool if you could. So I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of pencil mark just so that I can see roughly where these squares are. I don't want to it to be too visible, but I'm thinking I'm going to do a bit of stamping on the background here. Now in the stamp set, obviously we've got all these other little elements here. We've got the little donut and so on, but we've also got these little cross stamps which are a nice decoration, and as you mentioned, we've also got the diamonds, we've got some arrows, and we've got the little star, so it could be quite fun to stamp some of those in the background. Now we're going to struggle to get things to show up on the background here unless it's in a darker shade of the colour, or if we were to heat emboss. So let me think, what should we do? Should we do some heat embossing? And then some tone on tone would be quite cool. Or should we just stamp some of these little crosses in the background? So you think the little crosses in the background would just look kind of cool, just randomly did those. Or we've got, like I say, and we could intersperse it with some little hearts maybe, or some little stars. I think I'm just going to go with the crosses. And let me think, let me see. Let me pop my little yoga man there. Will he want white or will he want purple behind him? I don't want anything to take away from that image too much, you see. So we don't want to create too much of a fussy background. I'm just grabbing some of my ink. So I've got some wilted violet. This is a nice bright purple. And we're just going to create a cool background. And not all of it will be visible, but and I'm just going to be careful not to go too far down here, because that will show on the bottom of the card there. In the middle is fine because we've got the gap there, and that's quite good. And then where I've got gaps that I think, oh, it needs a little bit more, I've got a single star which we can then just, or cross should I say, that we can just fill in some of those gaps with. I love doing things like this, like creating these little backgrounds. They're lots of fun. And I feel like that maybe doing a little bit of a contrasting colour would have been fun. But like I said, I don't want to make it too busy. Whereas that's just a little bit of something now in the background. And you pop those down. So I feel like I need something a bit more in this corner. So let's just go up here. Fill that looks quite good. Yeah, that's sweet. Okay. Let's have a look. I actually looked up Doncaster Sunshine here and was considering it, but with having the other half kids to go overnight, it was too tricky with timings. We'd love to get down and see some live time for tea though. I know that would be amazing if you can come. I mean, people come and stay for, stay over and make a full weekend of it, which I just think is really cool. And they come with all their shopping bags, and they bring their other halves just so that they can carry their bags for them. It's amazing. I love it. I remember the first time I went to the show at Doncaster. I'd never been to a craft show before. Obviously I'd been as a customer many, many times and absolutely loved it. And it was my dream to actually be able to have a stand. Stands are mega expensive, let me tell you. So, to be able to go and justify the expense and be there as an exhibitor was just a dream come true. And I absolutely loved it. But when they opened the doors, Ant had just gone to go and get a coffee just as they opened the doors for the first day, and he came running back, looking like he'd had the fright of his life. And he said, I've just nearly been run down by about 1,000 overexcited women who were just running to get in and get to I think they were probably trying to get to the Create and Craft freebie stand before anybody else, because they have offers, don't they, if you get there. It's a bit of a first come, first served. And they basically charged him. He was absolutely petrified. It was proper funny. And he couldn't believe just how many people are into crafting, and how many people, how much money people are willing to spend, and I'm like, I've been there. That is me. I either had to start my own stamp business or go bankrupt. It is literally, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. So, this might not quite fit, but if I sit him over it like that, I think it will work. Yeah, that'll work, won't it? So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to his bottom there, so that I can attach him to his yoga mat. And then his pizza is going to be in his hand. I just need to make sure that when he's got his pizza in hand, which way do I need it to be? Oh, like that. That's perfect. Hope you can see. Hope you guys can see, because I keep freezing, and I'm pretty certain that the weather is taking a real turn for the worst. So I don't want that to stick to my background just yet, so I'm just going to carefully remove that. And there we have it. Okay, so, oops. Right, so I'm now going to keep that fixed like so for the moment. Although I may add some dimension to this. I'm not 100% sure yet whether to add a bit of dimension or just add dimension to the top. But I'm going to stick these down because, and I'm going to stick that to that, because I'm going to pop this through my die cutting machine, not my die cutting machine, my stamping platform, to add some sentiments. Are you all still there? Hooray! Oscar wants you to turn the wind off. I want you to turn the wind off too. I'm with you, Oscar. The wind needs to be turned off, definitely. It's horrible. It's horrid. I don't like it. Where is my live feed gone? Come on. Hello. We got snow that wasn't forecast last night. With this storm, we are yellow for ice and amber for snow. Oh my goodness. Julie's, yeah. Harry and they've finally crashed, have they? Bless them. Yes. Oh yeah. I can see now. We're almost there. Excellent. Right, so sentiments. So I'm going to pop this in here. Now this might be a little bit small, and I have to do this in bits because it doesn't quite fully fit into my stamping platform. My little metal bits have all stuck together. So let's just butch that up against the corner there so that we can line that up. And then, so thinking about the order that we want things in, we're definitely going to have the eat, sleep, yoga, repeat, and we are going to have I'd stop eating carbs, but I'm not a quitter. That one's a good one. And then abs are cool, but have you tried donuts? I think that's a good one. Although we've not got the donut, have we? No. So what about I work out? Just kidding, I take naps. So I think we shall have that one there. And there. But that one I'll wait because it's not going to fit on, is it? Or we could pop that one there, and we could have a different sentiment in the middle. Let's have a look, because we've got some nice sentiments here that might work. Got the love. That might look quite cute. Oh my goodness, it sounds terrible out there. Oh, they've got the BU. Oh, you got this. You got this. That could work, couldn't it? You got this. That's kind of cool. Yeah, we could do that in the middle. But then I'd have to have my guy with his... So the yoga, we'll have him there, and then him with his eating carbs. That could work, couldn't it? Oh, I've gone again. I hope you guys can see me. I'm making decisions, and you know me, I'm not good at making decisions. So, I'm going with you got this on here. He's still here. So we're going to go got this there. Stuck to my fingers. In the middle, right, that's a little bit higher up. Sorry, I've just gone quiet while I line this up, haven't I? Super quiet. Get off my finger. Brand new stamps, just stick to your fingers like nobody's business. There we go. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, so let's get some of my Versamark ink. Versafine, not Versamark, apologies. I'll stamp these two first. That to one side. And sorry if I've gone off screen. Julie says, now the boys are asleep, she's opened a box of chocolates that she had for Christmas to enjoy while watching the rest. Wow, you know how to live. I love it. Right, so that's cool. I'm happy with that.
that's done a good job. So I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to get my little chamois again. Sorry, I keep going off screen a little bit, don't I? It sounds as if it's throwing itself at the windows here. It does here as well. Oh, it's horrendous. Rosie is not happy because obviously she likes to be out and about. Especially, she seems to enjoy a late night little jaunt. I think she's found a little, she brought us a little field mouse the other day. Well, I don't know whether she caught it, but she certainly brought it home. I think maybe she's found a little nest area or something. Little horror that she is. Because she was gone for an awfully long time and she wouldn't come when I called her. Which she doesn't normally go far unless she's found something very intriguing. Excellent. So, hey. So for my second sentiment, I am going to do the you, and I don't know what to I don't know whether to stamp it direct or to, I don't think I want to stamp it direct. I feel like this is mucky. Is it mucky on the outside? It's very mucky, isn't it? I think I'm going to have to get some more stamp cleaner on that. Yes, I think I'm going to have to think about what colour we want that to be. Stamp cleaner worked a treat there. Excellent. So let's grab this. So colour scheme wise, we've got quite a few colours going on here, and I wanted it to be colourful because it is, you know, it's a fun card that we're making. So for the U, what we're thinking, obviously my rainbows are probably throwing us off there, so let's get rid of the rainbows. Oh no, I've ripped my card. No, pretend that didn't happen. Don't look. Don't look at me. That's what you get for being too eager. Okay, so, what do we think colour-wise? Any suggestions? I've got my little cardstock checker, so we could do a darker purple. Oh, maybe a darker purple would be quite good. Maybe a darker purple. Maybe I answered my own question. Now I could stamp it and die cut it. Should we try that? I've got a little bit of spare cardstock that I can use. Dark purple. So we can either die cut it from the dark purple or we can stamp it and die cut it. So I'm going to try both because we can. Because why not? Because why not? And sometimes, and I'm going to use my stamping platform, sometimes you don't get quite the crisp stamp that you want with your coloured inks. So using a stamping platform is really helpful for that, because it means you can stamp it a couple of times. Although lately I do seem to have been doing some really poor double stamping, but we shall persevere. I think it's when you're trying to do things quite quickly, isn't it? So let's do that again and see if we've been successful. I think that's good. I'm happy with that. Happy with that. Now then, have I got a little bit of dark purple? I'm going to do both, you see, because, like I say, then we can see which one we prefer once it's die cut. So let's get the coordinating die. And the coordinating die, like I say, has the outline to it. So I'm going to, what am I doing? I need to take that out. Take that out of there. I'm going to get my little piece of dark purple cardstock, which I have got some scraps of, which are perfect. So I'm going to cut this out of the purple cardstock first, and you will understand why presently. I could use my little machine, couldn't I? Same yellow as the base, says Danielle. Oh, you see, we've gone for yellow. We'll try the purple. Oh, goodness, I couldn't quite reach that for some reason. We'll try the purple. Oh, my middle bit fell out. Where did my middle bit go? Is it still attached? Yes. Still attached to my my cutting plate. That's so gorge. Look at that. Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. So the outer bit here, see, it's cut that little outline, which I think is really cute. So what you can do is I could cut that out of white and have the white outline if I wanted, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to cut this out a few more times in the purple. I do like that, and the reason why I did this first was when I come to line this up so that it fits perfectly, I can use the outline die of the die that I've already cut and fit that into place and cut that, and that should cut in exactly the right place. I could also use this on the inside as well to help me line that up, because obviously I want to make sure that I'm going to cut the stamp perfectly. So, but we're not going to do that now, because I think that this little bit of purple with a little bit of dimension is going to be awesome, hopefully. So we're going to cut this a couple more times, and like I said, I could use my little mini die cutting machine because it's not as noisy, and for a little image like this, a little die like this, it is actually much easier. So just have to make sure that your cardstock's not too wide and it can go through. Have to run, but love what we've made so far. Night night everyone. Thank you for staying so late, hon. I do appreciate it. For those of you that are still here, I think we're over an hour and a half, over the hour and a half mark. So you're doing well, but we're almost there now. We're at the construction part. So the dies have these little holes that allow you to just poke your pokey tool through, and I think 3 layers is going to be plenty for this. So pop that in there. Out of the way. There we go. I love it when you've got dies that, you know, coordinate with your stamps but can do different things with, and that's definitely what we've got here. So, and this U you can use for so many different things. Missing you, love you, thank you, you know, there's just so many occasions that you're going to want to use that. Okay, so look at what's happened to my glue here. I'm just going to wipe that on the back of my hand because it's exploded. And might be able to just dab some of that. I don't like doing this. I see people do this and I think, don't do that. But I've got a spare bit of glue, so that's the only reason that I'm doing it. So I'll just squidge that into place. Oops. There we go. So we've got that on there, a little bit of glue there, but that'll dry. And that's our little U. Harry's slightly annoyed. Why is he annoyed? What have you done? Harry's slightly annoyed that gave a Gemini got secondhand to his friend. You gave away a Gemini, and she gave it to her for Christmas from me and her, but we didn't need 2 large Geminis. Well, that's it. You only need one. You can only use one at a time. Oscar wants his own mini die cut machine for his birthday. That is so cute. I love that Harry and Oscar are becoming these real crafty guys, following in their mama's footsteps. So, right, let me think. I don't know whether to, I'm going to add that flat, I think, and add some dimension to this bit. I think that's the way forward. So, and I'm going to add my images underneath here first, because some of, like this one, is going to fit right to the edge. And I think he's the You Got This. That's the way around, isn't it? Sorry, I hope you guys can see what I'm doing here. So let's add a bit of glue to the back of this guy. So we can't add any dimension to these guys, otherwise my flaps won't close. So we do have to, let me just make sure that he's right in the middle of my little flaps. Eat, sleep, yoga, repeat. Perfect. This guy, you got this. You got this. Great. It's a great sentiment, that. You know, for like people who are going for like exams or jobs or something that they, you know, that they're finding challenging, and you just need to let them know they got this. They can do it. Ant's had some tests today at his job that he was really worried about, and you know, I sent him a little text to say you got this, because he totally did, and he totally smashed it, which I knew he would. But sometimes you just need that little bit of reassurance, don't you? So this one's going to be a little bit trickier because he fits underneath the flap. We shall make it work. Okay, so I think about there is about right, but let's, before I fully commit, he's a bit on the wonk, so we'll just move him slightly. I'm almost happy. Sorry if my head's in view there, but I think, yeah, his hand's just a little bit under that flap area. So I'm going to just move him up ever so slightly so that it doesn't interfere with the opening mechanism.
And I think that should be right. Excellent. Okie dokie. I need to stop with the flaps. Your flaps won't close, has done me. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's just, it's terrible. If Ant was on this live, he wouldn't be able to handle the flaps either. Right, so I'm just going to fold back my hinge on my flaps. And I am going to use liquid glue, I've decided, for easiness. But you could add dimension to this, absolutely. I'm not going to go right to the end of those little tabs because you might want to move those a little bit to help you open it. So I'm not quite sure how that might work at this stage. So I can always go back and add a bit more glue if they're better left totally flat. So plenty of glue though around the rest of it because we don't want that to come away from the rest of your card when you lift your flaps. Sorry guys, sorry. Excellent. And then the "You Got This" is going to go in there. And this is really cool because you're going to have like this little surprise when they open each of those little tabs, I'll call them. Oh, should have used my tweezers. Yeah, you're going to get a little surprise when you open each of those, which is going to be so cool. So the "You Got This" is going to go on the front of that one. Yay. Now I'm going to carefully remove my rainbow washi tape, but I know I've already made a little bit of an error. But hopefully we can get away with it. So I got a little bit overexcited when I removed my tape the first time. And I have pulled away a little bit of paper. Might be able to cover that up with something. Oh my goodness, it's very cute. Right, so I'm going to use some super duper large roll here. Oh, Oscar's birthday on Monday. That's very cute. Oh, how old is he? 9. Oh my word. Everyone needs to get making little Oscar a card, I think. Putting some of my tape down here. Hello from the Netherlands. How lovely of you to join us. How did you find time for tea? I'm so pleased that you're here. It's lovely when we have new folk joining in. Right, so now we've got a little bit of dimension on the back of there. That's cool. So we can remove this tape. And I wish I could get you this tape in the shop. I'm going to try my very best. This is the best wide roll of tape. Our shaker tape is the thin version, the shaker tape version, which is awesome. This is the wider version, and I would just wish that I could get it in for you guys. But it's just so expensive. Right, so hopefully that's pretty straight.
Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. So I'm a bit annoyed about this little, sorry about my head being in the way, this little mark here, which is really annoying. So I may have to see if we can do something to cover that up. But under each of these little tabs we've got our cute little pigs, which is really, really cute. So I do love that. And I feel like maybe what we could do is have some, I guess, some little little embellishments. I've got an idea. And I may not be able to do this right now. I might have to do this after the live, because it might take a little bit too long. But maybe some of the arrows would be quite cute on there, or there's a little star with a little face. I've lost him. Or there is obviously the little hearts as well. Oh, there's the little star with his face. It's super sweet, says Danielle. Thank you. It's now 11 to 12 in the evening. Sorry for your poor English. No, it's much better than my much better than my Dutch, would it be? So yeah, well done you. Fab card, Joe, and thanks for explaining the shadow colouring. You're very, very welcome. He's a bit upset about it. He can't see any of his friends tomorrow, but the day off work. Oh, bless you, poor guy. So you can make the most of it. That's not fun, is it? Bless him. From what or who are the arrows? So the arrows are from this set. So this is the Be Kind Be You stamp set, and it comes with coordinating dies. So we just took the U from here and just used the dies to create the U, and the Got This sentiment is from here as well. So the arrows are the accessories here, and I think that they do look quite cool as a little bit of something just to decorate the front of the card. I feel like that is what it's missing, is maybe just something to decorate the front. Do you guys agree that maybe that might be quite cool? And I quite like the use of the teal, actually, because we've got some teal on the inside that we haven't repeated on the outside. So maybe some arrows in the, I actually like the pink as well. So, and that obviously is going to cover up my, my little boo-boo as well. And they will cut out as well in the shape of an arrow, or you can use the die cuts. So, what time are we on? Are we up for me doing it? Anne-Marie's off. There is another sneak peek tomorrow, Anne-Marie. So, back to our normal kind of Thursday night, but it will be the last of the reveals. So, the last stamp set to reveal. And then it will be the release on Friday morning. So there's still loads to show you tomorrow, some amazing stuff to show you tomorrow, so please do join us. So I'm going to crack on, if you guys are willing to wait with me. If you don't worry, I will still be here crafting away on my own. But I'm going to do that because I feel like it needs something extra on the front. Obviously everything's going on the inside, but you also want the outside to be looking a bit sexy as well, don't you? So I think that the arrows, maybe a star, maybe a heart in the right colour. I think that's going to be all it takes to finish this off. And we can probably use some little scraps of cardstock that I've got knocking about here to do that, and do that really easily. Is that pure white? I don't like it if I'm not using the same white cardstock. Do you have that same issue? feel like that's not white either. That one was. That's our cardstock. So, go ahead, I'm still awake, just hoping battery doesn't die. Hang in there. Crack away, Joe. Oh, go, Joe, we're here with you. Oh, thank you. It's 8 o'clock tomorrow, guys, 8 o'clock. So, let's get these stamped out then. So, I'm going to do a couple of the arrows, maybe a star. I think the star might be quite cute. So, and the colours that I'm going to use, I need the, I think it's the one lipstick that I've used there. And it is probably the cracked pistachio that I've used as my teal colour. So, let's just stamp. That feels like that's not quite the same pink, doesn't it? What other pink would I have used then? Abandoned coral. Yes, that's the one, isn't it? So I'm going to be a bit naughty and just go straight in there. I feel like the abandoned coral's just that little bit, yeah, it's a little bit of a darker pink, more of a salmony pink, which goes with our pigs, doesn't it? And we'll do a star in the pink. And a couple till I get the stamp that I like. We're not going to cut all of these, but I just want to make sure that I've got a good stampage. Surrounded by inks now. And oh yeah, let's do this style in pink as well. And you could make a patterned background with your arrows, and these little stamps make for a great background, actually. You could definitely do that. Where have they gone? There they are. Yeah, I just think it needs just a little bit of something. A little bit of something to brighten it up a bit. And these are almost like your instructions to say, pull here, you know? Open this tab. I'm not going to say open the flap. Otherwise Danielle will shout at me. There we go. And I think it's this one I need now, isn't it? Marie, is it Margie? Is it Marie or is it Marie? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. But yes, your automatic typing is going ahead of you. So I'm using Distress Oxide inks to do my stamping. They're not always the best for stamping, which is why I'm doing a few different ones, because they sometimes don't stamp that clearly, but they're my favourite inks, so I persist with them. So let's pop that up there out of the way, because I am surrounded by inks as usual. So I'm just going to tidy those away and pop those. In fact, I'll give those a quick clean while I've got my chamois. Look at the state of my chamois. It is filthy, but is working very, very well. So put that in there. And let's have a go at cutting some of these out, shall we, and see what we think to them once they're cut. So again, I'm just going to use my small die cutter because you don't want to hear this going through the large Gemini a million times. So let's have a look. So we've got the little, oh, I didn't do any hearts, did I? You know what I should do with the hearts actually? And then I put that away. Let me get to my, what do I know that it is? Just going to ink a little bit, a little corner there, a little corner there. And then we can just cut out that little heart in that little corner because it's the tiniest little stamp. So okay, so Maria, oh okay, thank you thank you Maria. Laura Ann says you can join Julie says you can join my bank heist to raise funds. Lunch sorted, writing a wish list and then trying to find some money, bless you. Right, so now I'm just going to work out which of these is for, that's got the smaller end and that's the larger end. So I'm going to need my, I don't think this is all going to go through here, is it? Oh, just a little bit too wide. Goodness. Which one? That one. Let's put that one on that one. Sorry, I hope my head's not getting in the way too much. Hope my roots aren't too bad either. I have to get them done before we go on TV. And the little star, so I'm going to cut this down because it won't quite all fit through the machine. That should, yes, that will go. Oh. So we'll have a little pink star there. And my little heart will go through this one. Oops. Put this through here. Tea times get away with bank heist to fund crafting purchases as claimed need for mental health during COVID. It's a fair point. I think we could get away with it. I think we could do it. It's really funny because Ant has become, during COVID, he's become obsessed with his Xbox and playing, is it Grand Theft Auto or something? And they're always doing these heists. And it's like, oh, you know, we've been doing a heist, or I'll not be long. I've just got to do this heist. I don't think any of it is for craft supplies, though. There sounds like very nefarious businesses that he's partaking in. Let's grab that one. This is looking pretty good. pretty pleased with this. Do I need another pink one of those? Sorry if I've gone off camera there a little bit. I keep coming further and further down because I'm running out of space, aren't I? Sorry, this has ended up being quite long, hasn't it? But it took us a long time to run through everything at the beginning, I guess, didn't it? So I've got, I feel like I need one more little star as well. Let's make him a pink star. So we like things to be in threes. Oh, have I done that right? Don't like it when they shift. Just help if you put your plate underneath first. And then that one on top. And that is one of the great things about these little die cutting machines, is that you can use them whichever way around you want. It doesn't really matter. There's no making sure you get this plate in that order and that plate in this order. They're just as they are. And that is fine by me. So, let's see if we've got enough bits now. Although I didn't do many of my little hearts, did I? I only did one heart. I might have to do another heart. And maybe one in pink. We'll see what they look like. Oh, it's cute though. It's cute. Oh, it looks like a little sweetie. It looks like a little sweet. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. I'm going to have to do another one of those, aren't I? I like it, and I'm going to have to do some pink as well, I think. Oh, this is looking cute though. I do like it. I feel like maybe it needs, no. Calm yourself down, hon. This is where I don't know where to stop. You can't see the card, can you? No, you can't. There's the card. Sorry. I'm just taking too much space. I'm back to see you in a little bit more. Haha. Oh, thank you, Marie. Game consoles are the bane of your life. Oh, are they really? Do you? Are you a gaming widow as well? That's what I say I am. I'm a gaming widow. So yes, I think I need a bit of pink. A bit of the pink for the hearts. So let's gather these up. Little dies, and get some of my abandoned coral back out. And I'm being a bit naughty by just doing this straight onto my craft mat, which I said I wasn't going to do anymore, but it's only a little bit, so don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone, will you? We'll get away with it, I think. I think we're going to get away with it. No one's noticed. And then just a bit more, because I do like things in threes. But we could be here die cutting all night at this rate, so we need to crack on, don't we? But I just think they look so pretty, and I couldn't resist them because they look like little love heart sweets. They look just adorable. And if you had the patience, you could cut loads of these out. The kids and their consoles, or their mobiles, yes. Elizabeth loves the colours, yay! Thank you. Yes, it is. The bane of mothers' lives, I think. Most definitely.
So once we've got these cut, which we're nearly there now, guys, bear with me. Watching me die cutting all of these pieces is not what you signed up for, I'm sure, but we'll get there, because once we've got them all done, we'll be able to just have a look at them on our background and see what's what. How many do we need? And then anything that we've got that's left over, we can use on another project. Simples. So I just like to, you know, I like to do more than I need, you know, just in case. Aunt says I'm very much a just in caser. And but it's better to not need it than to do it all and then wish you'd done it. So, and I think, you know, we've put a lot of effort into this card already, and I want it to be perfect. And you know, I do this is what I do when I'm crafting on my own. And you know, this, like, as you know, those of you that have watched me for a while, I always have a vague idea of what I'm going to do, and what I want to show you, and what you know, what products I want to show you, what techniques I want to show you, but that is about as far as it goes in terms of planning. The fact that I'd actually die cut some pieces today is probably more planning than you normally see from me. So so yes, so this is what I do like to show that, because this is what crafting in real life is all about, isn't it? It's about playing with things, testing things, coming up with ideas, changing your mind. You know, there's so I've got a little tissue that I can use to just, I think I've got any, I have to use my fibre cloth just to wipe that down, let it dry it off a little bit, so that we can have a look at this. Oh, bad our way, I know, I can sense it, Julie, I can sense it. Right, so let's have a look. Now, my flaps are wanting to come up, but I know I definitely want to put something there, but maybe my little heart will sit on there. And then have a little arrow there, another little heart there. I'm just going to play around with some randomness and see what we come up with. I think the arrow looked quite cool up there. And we don't want to fill it with too many bits. We don't want it to look too fussy, but I do want it to look cool. That's looking quite good, isn't it? Just got to be careful that my arrows don't sit across those folds too much, otherwise you won't be able to open your flap, Danielle, and we know that we wouldn't want that to happen. So that could be almost almost there. Yes, I'm here. So Ant's just asking me. Now I want my flaps to open, I know. It's a good job Ant's not here listening to this conversation. They're all laughing about how many times I say flaps.
Still on?
Yeah,
All right.
everybody's laughing about how many times I've said flaps tonight.
Flaps.
And I said you'd be loving it.
Do you want a brew?
Yeah, go on then, I'll treat myself.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody.
Anthony's in the building. So I think I quite like that arrangement. I'm quite happy with that. It's quite a lot going on. Is it too busy, guys? Julie says hello. I feel like it might be too busy now. Maybe it's these bits. Maybe the hearts are just too much. I don't want it to be too busy. So having a little bit of something here, that does quite work. That might be better. And turn that one. That way. Is that better? Julie says she thought it looked fab. Oh, you see, now I've second guessed myself, haven't I? Just don't, like I say, I didn't want it to look too busy. But I'm definitely liking what we've got with the arrows. I felt that arrow looked better that way around. That looks good there, that looks good there. Okay, so I think we'll pop these down and then I can decide, can't I? Still looks fab. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Julie. You're all very good to me. You're all very nice. I've cut out all of those hearts for no reason, though, if I don't use them. So that would be a bit frustrating, wouldn't it? So I must have been on for a long time for Aunt to come and find me. Oh no! My glue's got a bit glued up. Let me try a new one. Let's see if this one's any good. Pop a little bit of glue on there. Try and do a little bit of a covering job. And this one on here. I hope you can't hear on his PlayStation. And that one can go there. Sorry, I hope my arm's not in the way of you seeing everything. And pop that on there. I do love like all the little finishing touches as well. You know, the accessorising and the fussing and the faffing is actually all part of the fun of the process. Yeah, this is why I'm not good at quick cards, I'm afraid. It's not what I'm known for, is it? That's why I find it so hard on TV, because they want you to do everything in about 5 seconds. I'm like, you can't, it's not in me. It is not in my DNA. Oops. Oh no. There we go. Thankfully this glue dries clear, so if I do smudge a little bit, you'll not see it. There we go. So we've now got a few little cute bits. Oh, where was he going? He was going down at the bottom here, wasn't he? He was not stuck on yet. Let's get him stuck on. Almost got away. I just think this is a really, really fun little card to send to someone. Someone who's perhaps got some diet goals, or has got, gym goals. With the current situation, I think we've all got those, but we may not have got the intentions at the moment. So let me just have a little look at that and see if I want any extra embellies. here. So I don't want to make it look too giddy. But yeah, I think the extra hearts just make it a little bit too fussy. So, what do we think? Do we like it? I think it's really, really sweet. And yes, we've put a little bit of extra effort into it there with those extra embellishments, but I think that they are worth it for sure. I don't think I added any highlights to my little pigs, which you know I always have to do. Because I think it just makes them come alive. So a little bit of highlights there, a little bit of highlight around the headband and the top of his shorts and his nose. Yes, I mean, look at them, aren't they cute? And then I think we will just add, so I won't be able to shut my card after I've done this. Not straight away anyway. Because I just want to add some glaze to the eyes and the nostrils so that they stand out. But that is really very cute. Yay! Really sweet and joyful. Is Fab. Love the pigs. Yay! Let's zoom in a bit so we can see the awesomeness of the pigs and those flaps. So yeah, I can't close them fully because I've just put that glaze on, but I think that just looks really, really cute. A really sweet card. So when I can close those properly, obviously, then you're going to have a nice little surprise when you open those little tabs. Cool, isn't it? So that's the reveal for tonight. Thank you so much, everyone, for sticking with me and staying around right to the very end if you managed it. If not, thank you to those of you that have tuned back in to watch the replay and see how this card turned out. I hope you really like it. I hope you're loving the release so far. Like I say, there's so much more for me to show you. Tomorrow's reveal is going to be awesome as well. So yeah, I can't wait to share the rest of it with you. You will have to start doing your bank heists, I think, and yeah, maybe writing a long wish list. But yeah, I'm sure you'll see something that you like tomorrow as well. So have a really fabulous evening. I hope that you're all safe and well, and that the weather doesn't wash us all away in the night. And I hope that all the boys can get to sleep with all this horrible wind and rain in the background. Thank you so much, Maria, for joining us as well. You're welcome. The replay will be available shortly after we finish, so not long after. And I'll see you all tomorrow at 8 o'clock here on Facebook. Thanks again, guys. Bye. Bye.